Okay?
Hey, Fido! Nice Kiss shirt! And we're Strutter, and we chew them up and we spit them out.
Hi-ho, everybody. It's your old pal, Powie.
I'm Powie. And it's your old pal, Fido.
I'm Fido.
Look at this clean-cut fellow.
Grandma approves. Fun for the whole family. Fun for all ages here on
Hey, man. Nice Kiss shirt. And what we're going to talk about today is...
Rip and destroy!
Mike and
Hanging
TJ.
out with Mike and TJ.
They had such a great episode. It was like friggin' an hour long.
Yeah.
And it was great.
All right, finally.
They do some stuff. And I didn't even know that they based it on a zine. A fanzine that I had never encountered in my life because I'm not in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, because the intro of the show, it shows it, but it's so fast.
Right.
It's just, they have the shortest intro.
And they draw well. Very well. And fun cartoons, too.
Yes,
and the
yes.
whole elder knock on the door with Paul waiting outside.
I believe the artwork
It's
is
good
mostly
stuff.
TJ. I could be wrong.
I like it.
But
Those guys are...
yeah, once again, happy anniversary to those guys. I had only watched the first half of their episode,
They
and
funny as hell.
and
And-
I finally did get around to watching the second half, but not until after I had like an hour-long conversation with Mike.
Oh. You talked to him on the phone?
Yeah,
How
and
about that?
I thought that like
Hi, Mike.
coming out of the
Call me.
gate, I thought I was a TJ fan.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
and then slowly over time, and it was with the inclusion of the Stretch Monster toy in the background,
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, Mike's my guy. And
And then
then
the
through a series of crazy events, I will not spoil their episode, but yeah, just I really wanna pump those guys up. They need to be getting the views. They need to be getting the subs.
They're good.
They are
Mike and
kindred
TJ are
spirits.
rock and roll.
We talked a little bit about GWAR,
Ah,
which, I mean, if I think most Kiss fans are at least aware of GWAR, even if it's not musically your cup of meat.
they.
You definitely you should be aware, much as you should Alice Cooper. Anything in that shock rock and that theatrical realm of rock.
God, what a racket.
God, what a racket. Talked a little bit with Mike about our shared background in punk rock in the 80s and how that kind of like filled in the gaps when Kiss went a little south, when they left some of us
Yeah,
kind of
it's like-
high and dry. We
it's like,
turned to punk. If
the-
you're of a certain age,
That's what I think it was. They lacked the aggression. And then I heard punk rock music, and I was just like, this is aggro. This is stuff that I like. This is loud, hard guitars and drums, fast and mixed and in your face kind of. I was digging it.
a musical fist in your face.
A brief ass whipping.
Yes. One that you feel that you deserved. A righteous sonic ass whipping. Just figured we'd riff a little bit on our GWAR experiences. I've had a couple of really good ones. It's often said about James Brown that he's the hardest working man in showbiz. But when GWAR came to Flint the first time, Halloween 92?
I think I remember you going to that show, and I didn't.
Yeah, because I was living with
Yep.
you.
Right,
and
right.
like Agony
You-
Column was an opener on that. It's really, as you concert goers know, it's sometimes you mix up details of which shows, but at any rate, like I
I had heard
was
one song by him, and it was "I'm in Love with a Dead Dog" by on Take No Prisoners.
yeah, and that was
That's
off their first album, Hello, which is slightly more punk influenced than but there was metal already creeping in.
So
But,
you went later than I thought. I thought you went in '88.
No,
You couldn't.
no.
Well,
I don't
wait a
even- I don't
minute,
even think-
It couldn't have been. I mean,
No, Hello wasn't even.
no. I'm saying when you went, it had to be in the 80s because I left in 92. I wasn't here.
No, it was 90 because I lived
Okay,
because I
90.
lived with you and Bruce.
Right, okay.
But yeah, Hello didn't even come out until '88.
That's right.
I do believe, and then
Again, I
there's
heard them.
their seminal album, Scumdogs of the Universe, was 91, 92.
Okay.
I forget which, but yeah, but anyway, hard ass workers. The level of theatrics, special effects, hydraulics. I mean, these guys covered the bases such that there was a 10 a.m. stage call for anybody that wanted to work that show, me and my buddy Matt being two of them. So we show up thinking, wow, 10 a.m., this is crazy time for a load-in. And we met Hunter Jackson, who played Techno Destructo and various other characters in the show.
Oh.
But he was kind of like the mastermind behind the logistical. He was as much like a tech director, a floor director for GWAR as he was a participant. He was not one of the instrumentalists, but he is instrumental in their show.
Right. Okay.
So our gig was to take him around to fulfill any of the leftover items, things that were on the rider that weren't already gotten. So, and we had to go to an AV store to get like some cables that he needed. Long story short, man, 10 a.m. stage call, and I think they loaded up the last of the gear and pulled out probably around 2, maybe even close to 3 a.m. And, soaked in stage blood, chained to the pit, nailed to the stage. Just an amazing band. And you saw them probably as many times as I did.
I think I've seen them 4 times. I'm trying to remember. The first time I saw them, I believe, was the last of the Sleazy P, Sly Menstra, Hyman were touring with them live. And the thing that I was telling you earlier, they did not go on for a long time. It was very close to like midnight, and there were murmurs going around that there was not going to be a show, and a lot of people were concerned, but they did get it together. Their compressor was down.
Yes, for those who don't know, they spray stage blood, fluids, all manner of bodily fluids and excretions through hydraulics into the crowd. It's mayhem. It's a very wet show. It's Gallagher on steroids. I mean, I keep like dropping these like dated references, but like it's whatever. It's just anyway.
Yeah, when they did House of Blues later, when I saw them, like I think it was the last time I saw them, they had plastic all throughout the place. Because they
didn't want to fuck up the carpet.
They didn't want to fuck up the carpet, but again, without the compressor, there was a rumor. I don't know who was. I don't know. I mean, it was my first GWAR show, but they went on without the compressor, and they basically just doused us with the fluids through
buckets.
5-gallon buckets. It's just slaves were coming in with buckets and just throwing it on us, and it was nuts, and it was a blood orgy, and that's what it looks like from the top. You just look down and you see a bunch of people just. But then I did go in there into the pit, and man, they were incredible. Sly Menstra Hyman did a fire dance, and it was amazing. It was the first time I had seen them. And then in the later years, it was just a 4. They basically had tapered off into a just metal, but still fun, and just the people who they executed. They're always
topical. They're always, like I think the first time I saw them. They put Sinead O'Connor on a torture wheel. She was enjoying some notoriety at that point for tearing up a picture of Pope on Saturday Night Live. And yada yada. They're really good at like skewering pop culture. And
I'll give you an idea of what year I had seen them. The first time I saw them was when John F. Kennedy Jr. had died that day.
Oh, wow.
And that's when Odorous was like, he's dead! And just going off.
And they had a rubber, I imagine they had a rubber
I don't think they did yet.
approximation of John.
I don't think they did yet, but I mean, I think it was coming because he was just gleefully.
See, I didn't realize that.
Gleefully.
You know, they've got a tune called GWAR about a baby dinosaur. And it would be funny if they retitled it John for that evening.
But yeah, that's I think I saw like a very anomaly happen with no compressor, and after seeing them 3 other times or whatever in San Diego, it was like they just they're crazy.
Makes you wonder how many gigs over the last almost 40 years of playing that they've done where they've had that kind of failure and had to do the 5-gallon bucket move.
Right. I saw them at 4th and B in San Diego, and then I saw them at House of Blues, and I saw them in Canes. That's at least 3. I think I might have saw them twice at Canes.
If you've never seen GWAR,
now you can get YouTube.
They, of course, are still touring, minus their one-of-a-kind vocalist, Dave Brockie, a.k.a. Odorous Urungus. I also, that GWAR show that I worked, or maybe it was the second time when they came back to Flint, but one of the shows was a Devil's Night and one of the shows was in February, and I believe it was on the other show that I went backstage and interviewed him for a Detroit Weekly, and I still have on cassette. I need to digitize. There's so much stuff I need to digitize, but I do believe I still have my interviews with Dave and with Danielle, aka Slymenster Hyman, and Beefcake the Mighty, who was then the bassist, but who is now Blothar the Berserker. He's on vocals.
So. I thought he was.
He's fronting the band.
I think he sings Price of Peace too. The Price of that, which is a hell of a fucking heavy song. Cool. Sounds like Tom Araya from Slayer on that one.
Yeah, he sings "Cool Place to Park." He's sang a few over the years, but anyway, we're waxing
GWAR.
We're quite a bit.
And you thought it was a Kiss podcast.
Yes. Well, we're gonna get there. Patience, grasshopper. I also want to dip into the mailbag because I got a cool thing here. It's the Torp fanzine from Mike Viola, who is just a power pop maestro, amazing songwriter. You may, if you are familiar with That Thing You Do, the Tom Hanks film, the title cut was written by Fountains of Wayne's Adam Schlesinger and sung by Mike Viola. He's got one of my favorite voices in all of rock.
He's got a one-of-a-kind voice.
He really does.
And that band that he was in, called the Major Labels, is definitely one of my top albums.
The Aquavia.
The Aquavia album. And if you get a chance, find it, love it, learn it. It's incredible.
So this is Torp. I'm always happy to get a zine.
Fanzine.
Here's a young Mike. He was one of those kids who got his start in the Boston area, started playing when he was like a preteen, maybe even. But immensely talented guy. But I mean, this ties in to not only the Rip and Destroy zine. I did want to make that mention. The Rip and Destroy podcast is based on a single issue zine that Mike and TJ wrote back in '95. They've now made it. They're offering a hard copy to fans.
That's cool.
I urge you to get it. So I mean, this ties in not only for that reason, but I also want to give a little shout out, a little plug again, as always, to our friend Rick Howard. It's all for you, Demon, and his most recent book, Wax Night. old school Kiss fun in an online world. And his Wax Night zine is, a big part of the reason we do what we do. I love that kind of analog ink and paper, and it's really cool. I wish I had. I wish I could draw real good. I wish I had some kind of artistic talent, that I could do that. So
draw some really great stuff, man. It's,
but yeah. So it's all kind of interrelated. But for those of you who are craving the Kiss content that we always give, take a moment to acknowledge is that 2000 farewell tour shirt?
Yep. And
of course, also tying into this most recent Rip and Destroy podcast, the slogan on the back of this shirt is a Paul Stanley quote: "Life is like sex, the more you put in, the more you get out," which is referenced in the one and only issue of Rip and Destroy. So, see the dovetailing, we've got the synergy. That's very cool. So, now it's time for your new favorite segment,
Kiss your face off!
You want to do the honors?
I'm gonna have to, and you started
Here
putting
comes Drago.
You started putting more stuff in that now it's...
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Well, it'd be nice if you didn't. 2319. Okay, I have a piece of paper.
All right, don't say it yet. I'll get mine. All right, what do you got?
Well, it's a makeup original, but it's got love for sale.
Oh, and I think this is your big reversal of fortune, because I've had enough. The one that I just
what did
put
you
in
just play for me?
I had just put Animalize on the turntable so Howie could get him.
I don't like the mix to that song.
Yeah.
Well, this is Got Love for Sale, and this is a Gene Simmons joint that he wrote in Indiana, I think, when he saw the Three Stooges.
Was that at the Evans? I thought Calling Dr. Love.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I thought Got Love for Sale was a Three Stooges thing, or maybe it was Calling Dr. Love. Okay, I'm wrong.
Because it was Calling Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
Yeah, that's it. It's got a real traveling kind of song. This is a good song. Sweet Pain, Great X did it.
Yep. That's one of the first songs we jammed together back in '90.
One of the weaker tunes on the Love Gun LP, if I'm not mistaken.
You think? You kind of feel that way?
It's good. I mean, if it was I Stole Your Love versus Got Love for Sale, I'm taking I Stole Your Love 10 times out of 10. But Got Love for Sale, good song. Like I said, it travels.
I think
Have Love Will Travel.
I think it's going to stand up really well against
I like it.
I've Had Enough, Into the Fire.
And I just heard that song for the first or second, maybe second time.
And you gave those a mix when you...
I did.
Yeah. So, hey, I mean, it's just... My strategy is to get Powie to get at least his ears wrapped around all of the non-makeup stuff that he has generally avoided for many years. So eventually, this kid's going to have the entire Kiss catalog in his brain pan, as he should. But yeah, my little strategy bit me in the ass today. But I will...
Got Love for Sale is a better song than I've Had Enough, Into the Fire.
Not that I disagree. However, to sort of put it into perspective, and again, it ties in to Rip and Destroy, my conversation with Mike yesterday. We asked each other, sort of when did you fall off? When did Kiss take that left turn at Albuquerque that kind of shook you off the caboose? And I think he said for him it was like Animalize Asylum era.
Oh wow!
For me, he is a little bit younger than us, and I mean I'm a little bit younger than you, and we're all on a continuum here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for me it was Unmasked, and that was mostly geographically driven because I moved to the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I was. Lick It Up was kind of when I got back in and started paying attention and buying more rock mags, and I don't think I got it the day it came out, because I think I was in the hospital. I had just broken my leg. I busted a femur September 16th of 84. And I believe Animalize came out that month. I could be wrong, but I got it fairly close to its release date, because one of the first things I did after I got out of the hospital was get that on cassette. And I got heavily into it. And I've Had Enough, Into the Fire is the first track. And the album is well sequenced. If you're not a fan of Animalize, you at least have to give it that, because that's a banger. I've Had Enough just comes out of the gate. It's
a romp.
It's a lighthearted, heavy-footed romp through the annals of history. Eric's drum part. I mean, it's a thrasher. That there's double bass. Solo.
I will take nothing away from Eric Carr as a drummer. He's fantastic. And a lot of the drums that I heard off of that record that you played, I was like, that's the first thing that stood out to me.
But that section after the solo, when it goes to, it's kind of like the intro. Paul does this vocal climb, and again, this was smack dab in the middle of the Paul Can Sing the Phone Book vocal histrionic era. So kick-ass, if for no other reason than Paul Stanley, who was really driving the bus for the Animalize album, and Eric Carr, who was really kind of coming into his golden era.
Now, was that the one I was telling you about? Because in the book it said that Mark St. John did not play on one of those songs because Paul couldn't get him to play the solo.
I think it was.
Or was it a different song?
Was it Lonely as the Hunter?
Maybe it was Lonely as the Hunter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I have to look at the book again.
Pretty sure Mark plays on I've Had Enough. Okay. But I will say that in the non-makeup era, it's one of the tighter bangers. It's a great way to open the album. So whether or not one song is superior to the other, I mean, it's all subjective, and that's your call to make, and that's why we want to hear what you have to say in the comments. If you were faced with the Sophie's choice between Got Love for Sale, which you admittedly, you're not alone when you identify it as one of the weaker tracks on Love Gun. If not weaker, it's just not one of the classics that you remember when you think of that record. I mean, we were making a concerted effort when we started Great Expectations to kind of like lean on some of the deeper cuts. And I dig Got Love for Sale because it's got that acoustic guitar, in the verse. I love it. I mean, it's gonna be, you'd be hard pressed to get me to not be liking no Kiss tune. But yeah, we want to hear what you guys have to think about Kiss Your Face Off this week.
That's it.
And I guess thanks to our long-winded adorations of GWAR, and Rip and Destroy and everything else,
and the major labels, if you get a chance.
Yeah, get your ears around some Mike Viola. It's funny, like what the
Mike Viola and Candy Butchers as well.
Yes,
if you like pop, if you like power pop, Mike Viola and Candy Butchers.
The Candy Butchers album that I think is essential is Falling Into Place. End of February, just a few weeks ago. Mike Viola came to a really cool, intimate venue in Lake Orion, Michigan, about 30-40 minutes from here, and he actually played a tune off of Falling Into Place, which was pretty damn cool. So yeah, check him out. It's funny that we're landing on some power pop recommendation, because we've already recommended Jellyfish to you guys, and
very much.
That's a huge chunk of what we listen to. Obviously,
we're old.
We're old, but we listen to a pretty good variety of stuff. So get out there and check it out. Let us know what else you're doing to diversify. Since we're not seeing Kiss touring, Who are you going to see? We'll have to do a concert update episode one of these days.
Right on.
Once we get to be seeing some shows and giving reviews and stuff, and we'd obviously love to hear what you got to say. So in the meantime, put your two lips together, kiss that subscribe button, and remember the words of the barbarian.
Play hard.
Play fair.
Nobody hurt.
Hey,
man,
nice Kiss shirt.
It's the way it goes. Yeah.